guys. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. My infusion's at 9:30. Takes me like from what the map said for today, it takes 29 minutes. So I'll be perfectly on time. I'm interested to speak to the infusion nurse and then potentially my doctor too, and I'm hoping that something went through. Like, this is literally what I want from my birthday, is to just have this stuff go through. I would be so happy. So last night we almost went, or maybe it should have gone to the emergency room. I was like in like the worst like bowel pain I've been in a really long time. And yeah, it was a little like scary because it just wasn't stopping. And I almost wanted to go due to getting fluids and some pain meds, but I'd already taken my meds. I was just kind of like waiting for them to knock me out so that I wasn't in pain anymore. So hopefully eating today is not going to be difficult, but I just wanted to let you guys know what's up, and I'll see you guys later. Got a hand IV instead. I'm trying to do my work. I'm my best friend, my leader of saline. The online program still isn't working. Just getting the last tiny bit. And the program for my class still is not working. Okay, so I'm just getting to my grandma's. I was in getting my infusion for 3 whole hours. It went fine though. The weird thing is I drank a liter of fluids. I got my IV fluids, a full liter. I have not peed yet. So that's not good because it's a huge sign of dehydration, which is so weird because I drink water all the time. So I don't understand why my body does this. I don't get it. So I also spoke to my GI, and I guess he was saying that, I'm sorry, this is super shaky. I'm like carrying a gazillion things. He said that, that the insurance denied our original request, and that they're refusing to send an official denial, which is like weird, and without the official denial we can't appeal it. And I'll win the appeal, but I mean, we need to get the denial first, and they've been working on it for 4 days and they're not sending it. But I said to him, I was like, yeah, I am really pissed off that this doctor is throwing it on my GI. And second, I was like, I really don't feel like waiting for 6 weeks because I really want to be able to enjoy the summer, and I don't want to, you know, be like on the verge of passing out. And I was like, you know, I don't want this to take another 6 weeks. And he was like, oh, no, it won't take that long. So that made me feel a little bit better, that I know that I can probably get all of this through in the next 4 weeks. And he also said that PICC placement's really easy to schedule at the hospital, and it's obviously a really quick procedure. So the PICC placement is going to be really quick. Once we get this approved, then everything's going to move really, really quickly, which is exciting, and it's something I'm happy about. I just wish that it was moving this week, but it's okay. The professor said that the professor said the program was going to be down until 9:30, and then they were going to fix it, and I had Adrian's like little notebook, and I kept refreshing and trying to click into it, and even up to, like, you know, when I left at like 12 or 12:30, it was still saying it was down. So I was sitting there doing nothing for 3 hours while I was getting my infusion. And, you know, I could have gotten 3 hours of work out of the way, but the program wasn't working. So I'm bringing this stuff in, and honestly, I feel really guilty for doing this, but I'm going to try to work on stuff when I'm with my grandma. And I hope she's in a good mood today. And then after, I'm going back to my house to kind of like celebrate my birthday earlier with my family, and then back to Adrian's tonight. So I just wanted to update you guys with all the insurance stuff and all that BS. But anyway, I will see you guys later. So I just got out of spending time with my grandma. It was weird. I got to her, and the first like half hour that I was there, like, I mean, like, she was doing well, but like surprisingly, like, really, really, really well. And it was weird. It was like she deteriorated really quickly. I told her in the beginning of when I was with her that my birthday was tomorrow, and then it came up again before I left, and she acted like she hadn't. I mean, for her, she hadn't heard that before because her short-term memory is absolutely shot. So yeah, so it was interesting. She just deteriorated, and then the like middle portion that I was with her, we argued a bunch because she was being very confrontational, and she was just saying all this stuff about how me and Adrian should come live with her and move back to Kansas. It was like she went from doing really well, excuse me, to just completely like deteriorating. Doesn't remember going out with me the other day, doesn't remember seeing Adrian the other day, doesn't remember having dinner with my family the other day, like nothing, which is upsetting and sad that it's, you know, it's like that. But anyway, I'm going back to my house for a couple hours, and I'm gonna go back to Adrian's. My professor, I keep checking, and the stupid program, it's still, you know, saying that it's unavailable or whatever. So I emailed the professor again and said, you know, would it be possible if we had a one-day extension, because it's 4:30 right now, and we haven't had access to it since midnight last night. So it's been like 16 hours that we haven't had access to it. That's not fair. That is not fair. I don't really want to do it tomorrow, and I was going to do it today because I didn't want to do it on my birthday, and I wanted to get some done today, but that isn't happening. And I had a 3-hour window when I was at my doctor's office to do it, and I couldn't. So this is totally out of my control, and he better extend it a day. But anyway, I'm heading home. So I'm at my house. I have taken it upon myself to call my insurance and try to figure out why they aren't sending the denial for the other claim to my doctor's office so we can send an appeal in, because they're not giving them a good reason to not have them send. So I'm gonna call myself and get them to send the frickin' denial so that we can do the appeal and I can start getting my fluids. Anyway, I'll let you guys know how that goes. Okay, so it's been a little bit of time since I spoke to you guys last. I did have dinner after I spoke to my insurance company. So the insurance basically said that the last authorization or pre-authorization request that was sent in was November of 2016, which would have been my Botox injections. So from the information I got from them today, there's been no claims sent in for this at all, which is ridiculous. So I'm thinking that that's maybe why they weren't sending a denial letter to my doctor's office, because the claim they were talking about just doesn't exist. But they gave me a number that I emailed my doctor, and I sent it to my doctor and said, if there is some sort of a reference number, they said to call this number to get it figured out, so we can start the appeal. But if not, then we can just send a new request in. So it could, theoretically, it might not have ever happened. And so we might have been waiting all this time for something that doesn't actually exist. So I emailed my doctor about both of those things, both of those possibilities. And so hopefully they'll get if there was a claim, they'll get the denial tomorrow when they call in. If not, if there was no claim ever, then they can just put in a new claim tomorrow. Theoretically, it would be maybe put through by the end of next week, the middle to end of next week, which would mean I could have a PICC line placement in like a week and a half from now, 2 weeks from now, because this is, just totally weird. Today has just been like a what the hell is going on day. I did multitask, and while I was on hold with my insurance, I did my eyebrows and straightened the top of my head. So at least I didn't waste the time completely. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow.